Welcome back. Thank you so much for continuing on with us as we enter the second half of tonight's episode of Dungeons and Detentions, where we've learned a great many things, mostly about our familiars, and particularly not to upset the guy who's running the show behind the scenes live on camera, or else he'll turn everything off in the middle.
It
Yeah.
wasn't our school's fire alarm.
No, this was Justin teaching me a valuable lesson about calling him out in front of a live studio audience. And I'm not going to blame him. He made me a liar. We did have that middle of the show intermission that I've always wanted, after all. So I can't be mad at him for giving me what I want. Anyway, just checking back in with everybody. I just want to say to answer your questions that yes, hi, I am doing well. I'm trying to make sure that everything is up and ready to go and muted so that I can catch up with everybody live. And to answer your question, Amber, the teachers, do we get a full explanation of her trinkets, or will she explain them later down the line? Well, Amber, what trinkets? I don't remember mentioning. Um, anyway, where we left off was she had unsheathed her wand, so to speak. It's a collapsible thing that she carries on her hip. It looks just like a metal handle, but then when she pulls it out, it becomes a little bit like an ivory, we'll just say wand for now. And she waves it over what I'll call the black flag. The blackboard tapestry that is currently blank before you, just because I gave her a pirate dialect. Um,
Just thinking more anarchy, but
I know you were thinking anarchy because that was on the mixtape that the boy gave you. Some good old fashioned.
No wonder this is Anahit's favorite class.
maybe second favorite.
Well, we'll get into your specific individual class schedules as we get further down the line. We're certainly on day one. So let's resume Charms class, shall we? She waves her hand over the black flag and it pours down a series of words in a language that you can read. And it says incantations, wand movements, and focus. And she begins her lesson. Okay. She says, spells require different components to work effectively. Just as wands have their parts, so do spells. And each one of these may not be a necessary feature to the spell, but it's certainly one that will aid you in casting it. The first being incantations, a series of syllables spoken in a precise manner. Now, different cultures have different languages, have different spells. And if anyone is familiar with the concept of the zeitgeist, they know that different people can come up with different things at the exact same time by pure happenstance. So it's to say that there is one way to cast a spell, as the expression goes. But knowing the words that help accompany the beneficial to you. And if you consult the text that we will disperse at the end of the class, you'll see a good list that should accompany your respective languages. Now, the next is wand movements. You'll see a great many sorcerers and casters, some like myself, who love grand gestures for their wand movements. Some are very specific, some are not. And over time, we find that as we learn a specific wand movement to cast a spell, and she does this, like this glistening figure 8 starts to appear in front of you. It kind of looks like she's got a sparkler at the 4th of July or Canada Day for some. And as she moves it around, she says, the wand movement is just an aid, but as we learn and get to be more precise, the wand movement, and she shrinks her hand movement, but the same pattern of like this infinity sign in midair continues just the same. You could still cast the spell with even just the tiniest movements, or finally no movement at all. And then she waves her hand, and as she does that, it fans out and kind of like dissipates. And she says, and for those who may be practicing wandless magic, and raises her hand, looking around for any students from the respective cultures that tend to go wandless. Now that is a great deal more difficult, but it can be done. And some cultures refuse to use wands, though they have been around since the ancient times all over the world. Because they have been a great divining rod of sorts to help guide your magical intentions. Which to be honest, is the main component that actually is needed with casting a spell. Focus. It's the one part of the spell that has to be there, and that has to occur before the spell is cast. You have to focus on what it is you intend to do. Intention, and she waves her hand up the board again, and all of the words change to desire and intention, visualization, thought and feeling, and willpower. She says, even elementary spells require a caster to choose their target. You can't do something unless you intend to do it. Unless, of course, by sheer happenstance or accident. Obviously, every case has its exceptions, but typically, when you want to cast magic, you have to want to cast magic. And now, one way to help do that is to visualize it, recalling a memory or a thought to help inspire you. You can come in to a spell with an intention, but your performance has to be grounded in something. And typically, having a thought, a feeling, a sensation that you can recall will bring that out of you. As they say, seeing is believing, and believing is your magic. So if you can see what you're trying to do, if it's like a transfiguration spell, something aesthetic, something where you're trying to change the appearance, you want to see it before it is. Or if it's an emotional spell that requires a feeling at its core, where magic is our truest, deepest, and most powerful, then you have to muster that feeling, really reconnect with it once again in order for it to be genuine and to perform a believable spell. And that's what thought and feeling is here. It's all about. And you can't do any of this without the act of will. That's what willpower truly means. Direct magical strength. It's more than knowledge, it's imagination and concentration away from the self. You have to focus, you have to want it, you have to earn it. You have to devote your life, your education, your academic careers to being able to cast a spell so that when the time comes, it's effortless. And that's what we're here to teach you today. All right, we're going to give you more than just the knowledge of how to do a spell, but the imagination to use them. And with that, we start today's activity. And she kind of like flicks her wand, and it goes from being a wand to a very significant, robust cane. It looks like carved ivory, kind of jagged, but very intentional. Where it's almost like the end of your wand, Alex, where it's craggly, but as if it's been whittled that way, all over, and these divots all throughout where pearls have been inset. It suddenly becomes this very eye-catching ivory cane. And she does that, and there's like, some of the kids kind of like flinch at the unexpected nature of that. But what really catches them off guard is she says, we're going to practice your professor's favorite spell, casting sparks. And she whips her cane around her head in this big twirl, kind of like you would see someone do with a bow staff. And as she does that, she gives it one final brush across, and emanating from this sweep are just all sorts of dazzling colors. It's like a flurry of rose petals made of light, and between them, different animals made of light. Elephant, fox, fish, all just emanating in very different colors. A dragon, a squirrel, just all moving out towards you as if these animals are frolicking or swimming your way. And it's just light with shapes. It's kind of magnificent. And this is what everyone else finds impressive, and I hope you all do too.
Yeah.
Alex immediately copies her motions and tries to do the spell. Immediately.
Oh, okay. I can't stop you.
That's right, you can't.
Okay. I love it. So we're going to do a magic roll with
Hell
your
yeah.
magic die.
Yeah.
right.
So what is my stat die for this?
Sorry? Your
What?
stat die?
Yeah, because the magic die is a D4 on top of whatever.
Well, you're just moved by this, like emotionally, just to go for it?
Oh no, I'm ready to do the thing. She says this is the first thing we're gonna do, so I'm gonna try to do it.
Okay, I feel like this is the trick of this game is me assigning what uh belief is to one of the main stats: flight, fright, charm, grit, brains, or brawn. You don't know how to do the spell per se, so I think this is purely just a grit-based thing.
Yeah, right. I'm into that.
Because you're just trying to do it. You're not trying to show off, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it because that's what we're doing. So let's
Yeah,
do it.
roll grit, and we're aiming for 10 here.
Come on,
10. All
Alex.
right. Easy. I got a D10. No
So
problem.
that means you have to explode.
Well, I get my D4 as well, right? Because
Mm.
it's on a wand thing.
Actually, you're trying to do what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Okay,
sure we
then
hope
this
for
is.
10 for that?
I'm gonna make it a 15 then.
Yeah.
Fair. Totally fair.
You have witnessed it, but you've never done it, and you're going for more than just sparks here.
Okay. So how does I roll my stat dice and then the D4 as well? Is that and we add those
Yes,
together? Is that fair?
together.
Got it. So that's starting with a 1, and let's roll that
Oh,
D4.
oh boy.
Uh,
Oh boy.
a 4. The 1 did most of the work.
You can explode. You explode on your 4.
Oh
I
my
don't.
gosh. Yeah.
No, it's do wand dice explode? I thought that you just kept those. I don't know that rule.
Ooh, can I Google it?
Ooh, don't make me look at the rules.
I'm sorry, I don't know this rule.
Do you have a
It's
fancy wand? Is that why he gets a +4?
No, everyone when using you all get bonuses when using your wand. Each of your wand has those perks. But when you're doing
Oh.
magic in general, you also get to roll a d4, which is called the magic die.
Okay.
Finally, you roll the die for the type magic as well as the magic die, an additional d4. Roll anytime. Oh my god, these sentences go on so long. It doesn't say. It doesn't specify that the magic die don't explode. So at least for this very first spell, because I don't want you to have a failure with that one, I'm gonna let you roll. I'm gonna let you roll a die another time.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if
We'll figure it out. I'll give you all beginner's luck, as we'll call it for today.
well, we
And there's
totaled.
a student. She goes, "Oh dear!" As soon as you get up, but then another one's like, "Oh, I think he's got this."
Oh yeah, I totaled
Yeah.
it at 8 because I got another 3.
Okay, so you got an 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so you definitely don't pull off the light menagerie that she did, but you do manage to cast not only sparks but multicolored sparks. Would you care to describe them?
Yes, absolutely. So they are they are sparks and they are bright in color, but I'd like to think that I went as far as they were the colors of the animals. So there's like grays and brown sparks, but um as they are just kind of the little like nods toward the animals he was trying to create in this grand display attempts.
Well, the gray and brown light does stand out from the rainbow lights coming in through the stained glass, so it's noticeable. And it certainly catches her eye, and she says, "Ah, well done! So eager and thankfully successful. Excellent job." Um, what's your name, young man?
Alex Needler. What's
Alex.
next?
Well done, and I appreciate your courage in casting. Would anyone else like to try? We're just remember now going for what young Alex did, casting spark. Well done with the multiple colors. That's actually rather impressive.
I'm a wizard.
Since I'm sitting right next to him, I was very wowed by all of the creatures that came out. I'm kind of like, okay, why not? And I stand up uncomfortably, and I sort of just try to like,
Students are applauding the nice attempt from Alex, saying nice job, nice attempt.
I
Nice.
sort of just like try to mimic what Alex did with the wand movements. And I'm thinking about like, you know, what she was saying as well because I was listening. So I'm like, okay, thoughts. I'm focused on making this thing. So I'm just like trying to do that, I guess, focusing on remembering her exact instructions.
Okay. Um, make a brains roll then. Sounds like you're really focused on the how.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, for you it's 12. Now I'm gonna again. She hasn't really explained anything. You're just trying to imitate what she did.
yeah.
So but she did mention we're just going for sparks, not trying to create light animals. So let's make it a 13 for you.
Well, I rolled an 11 on my base, and then I rolled a 2. I got it right on the nose. I
Ooh.
got a 13.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Woo!
I did.
Like, take a drink.
Anahit and Paris, what are you doing right now?
Oh.
I think it's just watching JJ and Alex and being like,
Anahit's across the aisle watching
yeah,
her two
like
friends. Her two, Mhm.
and just thinking like, if they can do it, I can do it. But she's like nervous because she really hasn't used her watch before, even though she's just had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paris.
Paris is more focused on the colors that she saw the professor do, and she's trying to figure out how she could duplicate that for like hair color later.
Nice. I knew you would like this one.
Yeah.
Are you focusing on what's happening behind you? Are you like making notes in your book, or are you trying to cast
Such a
yourself?
loaded question.
Behind me or in front of me? Isn't the teacher in front of me?
The teacher's in front of you, but the two guys who've just gotten on their feet and just started right away are behind you. So where are you looking? This is why I'm asking.
I definitely think I'm honestly not watching their performances at all because I'm still trying to figure out how she got those colors.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I feel like even in like my peripheral vision or whatever behind me, I'm like, I can tell those aren't the right spectrum of the colors that I want, you know? So I'm still trying to like go play by play of like what exactly she did to get that. It's like a formula.
Okay. What did you roll again, JJ?
A 13.
And I asked for a 13.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
You hear a very loud pop.
Oh
I
no.
mean, because you are the epicenter of it.
Oh
And
no.
what colors are you going for? I want you to describe some of this for me.
Cool. I redo everything, and I'm trying to remember focus and will, and so just what keeps popping into my head is like the dark onyx hue of Dritz's panther companion, and also like the dark purple of his skin, and like the paintings on the front of that Forgotten Realms book that are like deep purples, and like there's like a sky blue outside. So it just keeps kind of cropping up as I'm trying to like remember the formula of what she said.
So like a rich black, dark purple, and an accent of blue. You
Yeah.
know, for color. Uh, first,
Oh
out of
no.
your wand. Like, I've never seen black fireworks before, but this is exactly what they would look like. Roll grit.
Oh no. Roll grit?
Yep.
Do I get to use my wand modifier to help me?
No.
Oh shit. Or sorry, shoot. That's a 3.
Okay. Um, you're you fall backwards, be caught off by the spell, and it's a shame your spell wasn't more colorful because basically you just have a sensation of light and dark before you collapse, and your orangutan runs over from the back of the room to catch you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, all right. Am I unconscious?
Yes, the rest of you have watched the draperies spark and ignite with black and purple flames.
Oh fuck.
Your professor is caught off guard because she was going to say, "Okay, how about we come forward to the class and we properly demonstrate." She was going to try to rein in the spell a little bit because someone jumped ahead of her lesson and did it perfectly, inspiring others. And she is the impulsive type and wants people to do their best. But, something like this could have happened because, that her supervisors keep telling her so. So as she's trying to maybe start that thought in her head, she's caught off by the big explosion. So she's in a bit of a daze. So normally in D&D, this is where we would say roll for roll for initiation, but we don't say that here. That's why I screwed it up. That was intentional. It's chaos, y'all. What do you do? The draperies are catching fire. Nobody in this room has cast a spell formally before, and neither of you. One student says, "Run!" Another one says, "Oh boy, yeah, I don't feel safe in this classroom." And they all start like backing up and trying to like make their way for the door. One screams, "Hi!" which is a terrible idea.
Okay, Paris, you're the muscle. Can you pick up JJ? He's unconscious.
The orangutan is dragging him toward the exit.
I think orangutan has him. Does this classroom not have a fire extinguisher? I mean, that seems like it's fire code, fire safety. Like in California, we have fire extinguishers in classrooms.
You sweet summer non-magical child.
Oh boy.
No.
He goes
No,
up to the
fire's not
teacher.
roaring or anything, but you've noticed that the draperies have been caught aflame.
He goes up to the teacher and she asks, "Can water put out this type of flame or fire?"
She says, "Well, water, yes, water. Everyone, let's learn how to make water. Focus. He's like pointing at the tapestry and like, focus and visualize water. Everyone.
Water spells.
All right, roll magic if you guys want to cast some water spells. Describe what
Okay.
you're doing.
Well, first Anahit reaches into her bag and she happened to have like a bottle of water in her bag. So
Does she? I don't remember that.
I mean, yeah, totally.
No. I've got your stats written down somewhere. I don't think you have water.
I know what's in your bag.
Oh yeah, it's right in front of me. Nope, I don't remember water.
Damn it. Okay, fine, never
No.
mind.
He's the man who didn't drink
Cool.
water.
You waste time reaching through your bag for something that's not there.
Okay.
Alex,
Oh, Alex.
you yelled water spell.
He sure did. He was trying to get the whole crowd, like to everyone to cast water spells, but he will also do it by leading with trying to make water. And so he's thinking about like like a fire hose. Like, have you seen like a fire hose like open up and it just kind of gushes out the top? So he's like aims his wand at the sky and tries to be the fire, not fire hose, sorry, fire hydrant.
Okay. I love that. That's great. I'm gonna call this a brawn roll
That's fine. Let's see how bad that stat is for me.
because it sounds like you're trying to blast the fire with force.
Absolutely.
Oh, and okay, yeah, for this, let's say it's a 11.
Okay. Nope. Let's try that again.
One of the students is trying to help pick up the unconscious student being dragged out by an ape. The ape is not really kin to that idea, but eventually she grabs a foot and helps drag poor unconscious JJ out of the burning room.
Okay, so here's what what I think I'm gonna do here. I think Alex is gonna go for broke. I rolled a 7 with my magic die. I, as we were discussing earlier, had 3
Diversity tokens.
adversity tokens, and I should
Oh,
have gotten
no.
one from failing the last check, right?
You didn't fail the last check, did you?
I was under.
You didn't fail it.
Okay.
Oh,
Did
fine.
Can I give him one of my tokens?
I'll take one. If I didn't get one elsewhere, I'll do 4 beans.
You weren't unsuccessful. You were just less successful than you wanted to be. So no, but Paris. Okay, so that's what you're doing, and to help him out, you're gonna support your friend Alex, who's been a really good caster so far, as you've been
Yeah.
able to tell. He's gotten every spell so far.
how do you support
Changing
him?
his hair color, flying around the broom. He seems like a natural, real whiz kid.
Mhm.
Right. So I'm supporting him with my adversity token. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and how many does that make it?
Well, I'll just give it. He only needs 11, right?
Yep, and I got 3.
Yeah. This kid only needs 1. He gets
Alright.
1.
Okay.
Let's not be
Four.
you know,
That's
just 1.
4 adversity jelly beans I have to eat right now.
If you're playing, yeah.
So I don't have to play, right? It's
You
you.
do play.
Yeah,
You're
spending a
contributing 1
token.
bean.
You have a bean. This is your first time eating a bean. Welcome to the
Yeah.
club.
Okay. Oh, I'm so happy.
Here we go.
Okay.
I picked
Here we go,
3
everyone.
beans at random.
It does not
Do
count
it.
unless you eat them.
Hold it
Okay.
up. Show us what you got.
I picked a red one first. Oh god, because I knew it. I knew that would be the red one.
Ellen.
Pina colada.
Ah,
Ain't no
thanks.
thing.
Ugh.
Ooh.
It's in the back of my throat now. Oh, it's
This
like
is-
minty, but about fire. Oh god.
This is yellow and sickly.
You try to blast the fire, but
Banana.
fire
Fine.
burns. It's real uncomfortable.
Why
This-
am I?
I need another bean.
Mm. This is sriracha. It tastes like I'm putting it on my eggs.
Oh,
Tastes great.
this is jalapeno. Oh god.
I
The
feel
heat
like I'm cheating because my beans aren't bad.
And granted, the heat I've got is dampening. Here's another spotted green one, so I'm hoping this is just a banana
I'm not
pepper or
cheating.
something I actually like.
Just want evidence to be I am playing by the rules.
Okay, so you try to be a fire hydrant.
I
Go-
am a
you pull
fire
off.
hydrant.
You are now a fire hydrant in that water is spraying from your hose, your wand like a
Yeah.
hose, and I'm assuming an upward direction at the moment. But
Yeah.
so it's putting out some fires. It's getting less fiery.
Yeah, and so I just
Describe
kind of try to blast it around anywhere I see the flames.
it. All right, Paris, what are you up to? Oh God.
I'm saying you
making
can
a
do
bean
it.
now.
You can do it. You got
Here's
this.
his
You got
warning.
this.
It's
You know,
work
I'm
together.
trying to like like when you pour water on plants and you like ask them to grow. I'm like
Oh my God.
speaking to the fire, trying to be like, please stop, you got this water, because
Oh my
that
God.
always helps in California when you're watering plants out there.
It
Big
does
fella.
work. I brought plants back to life at my office.
Oh.
You were dead, but now they're alive.
Oh boy. I think we broke
Okay.
Kevin.
So the room is now just not drenched, but certainly doused in water in random spots ish that where flames were starting to spread. So you put out a lot of the damage. There's no things in pieces, no gaping holes, but large burn marks have now subsided, and the room is only a tinge smoky, mostly wet now. And Professor Yo is catching up to all of the hubbub and making sure that students are safe and stuff. And she twirls her wand around above her head in big gestures, but less flashy this time. She's like literally trying to fan flames or fan the flames away and dry the room and just kind of like lessen the damage. But with your lead, she's catching up to you. Both of your efforts now have put out all of the fires, kind of dried places and people off in random spots, and it's no longer a panic. She then sheaths her wand, is the way I'll put it, and tries to regain composure, and then realizes that everyone is kind of outside, and so she runs out and screams, "It's okay, it's okay, come back, everyone! We're off to a very impressive start. Feel free to come back in the class so we can continue the lesson." Oh, jeez. And she's like kind of burying her head in her hands and like, "Grr!" you know, like an anime girl would. Uh, her robes are all, they're not in order anymore. She's looks a little haggard and uh, just messy. Everything's kind of a mess, but she's trying to straighten herself out and fix her hair and regain her composure as she tries to regain her students. So, with that in mind, one of the students has been dragged away by an ape, and he calls for the supreme custodian uh, down the hall, just yelling out for that person. You don't know who that is, where that is. She's just yelling into the void. What are the three of you doing?
Anahit
Who are
goes
not
to
unconscious.
Anahit goes to check on JJ because she was concerned about him after that.
Okay, so you go to leave the classroom.
Mhm.
So you see Professor Yo there screaming, "Oh, this is so..." She's just like in her hands, like, "Oh, this is not how this is supposed to go." And the students who are kind of still in the area is being like, "Oh, Lord, what are we supposed to do with the conscious guy?" Um, and she says, "He's fine. We're gonna get him to the nurse. We're gonna get him to our medicinal witch. He'll be fine." And you coming out, she says, "You can just go back in class. Everything's gonna be okay. He'll be all right. This is the first time that we've had an incident at the school. Trust us. He'll be okay." She's not lying, but she is kind of flustered because this was unexpected. Things happen in the school, but wow, that went right off the bat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Alex, Paris.
Yeah, I mean with JJ knocked out, and people are freaking out, but she kind of thinks like this is the perfect time for me to like help him a little with some of his face stuff. So like I'm helping like tweeze his eyebrows a little,
Oh
kind
my
of freshening
God.
up his face.
God,
I'm freshening
no.
up his face, so
The
that way when he wakes up, he's going to be in a better place than where he is now, because I can't deal with this kid's dental hygiene. I know he's a teen, but like I'm trying to help him. He's got a couple little pimples going on, so I'm trying to, help suss out that
And
situation for him.
hey, so
we're rolling for
you
that
two
magic, right?
run out
Yeah,
of the class
you're
with
gonna
that
have to roll for that.
What? I had to roll for it.
She has to. If you're on, go over my unconscious body, I need to know how good I look when I wake up.
Well, no, the real question here, JJ, is what is the orangutan doing about this? Because I imagine it's swatting her away and then kind of dropping you in the process.
I mean, yeah, I think the orangutan. I don't know how protective it is of me, JJ, but I do know that when people get close to it or try to harm me, it gets in the way. But
Very
I think
vulnerable. And
I've
somebody trying to
But I've met the orangutan earlier. I mean, I've got my little possum treats that are always in my bag too. Could I give him one of my little possum treats to keep him
this is
at
a
bay?
very different situation.
I mean, let her try. I feel like he would. I feel like he would recognize her and give a second to be like, "What are you doing here?"
Until she starts poking at his face, is
Until
my
she
Okay,
opinion.
that's
casts the
fair.
spell,
But
and
we're
whatever
doing this
happens,
together. So
happens.
yes. So the orangutan, like he's still trying to carry it to safety, and he's kind of like basically at the edge of the staircase now and guarding JJ. And when you approach, he doesn't bat you away. But
Okay,
I believe when you start poking at his
touching
face with
him.
stuff, that's when he's
Sure.
start
Yeah.
trying to smack you, and they're strong. So you be
Okay.
mindful.
What do I have to roll for?
What are you trying to do? Trying to give him a makeover?
Yeah, he
Well,
said. Well,
she said
like,
twofold, right? She's trying to deal with the orangutan somehow, and then give me a makeover.
yeah,
This
so
is
that he feels better when he wakes up. This is the
this is
perfect
a weird.
opportunity,
I know this is
because
not.
he wouldn't let me do it when he's conscious. At least not at this
Yeah,
point in our friendship.
fight roll. This is a fight roll.
Damn it.
Uh,
Okay.
I think she could
Yeah.
give the orangutan a possum treat and make it a charm roll, personally.
Well, she's not done that yet. She's currently just poking at
If
your
I'm
face.
well, if
She
I'm just fighting I got a 2.
Yeah, you do not get away with it. He smacks that brush right out your hands.
All right, all right, all right.
He doesn't
We'll
break a
wait.
finger though, so
uh,
be grateful.
so did the orangutan drag him out of the room, or are they in
Yeah.
the back of the room at this point?
No,
Okay,
out of the
great.
room.
Great. As that is happening, Alex will go up to Miss Yo. This is the best class I've ever had. We're all gonna take JJ to see the nurse. You don't worry about it. We will be
Oh my
right back.
god.
And so I will join the rest of the people that are taking care of JJ. Now
Now this is
outside
the
the
point
room.
where she's trying to get everybody back into her class, and the few students who were still in her class are now trying to leave. She says, "No," she says, "No, you will not," and she smashes her staff, and everybody in the vicinity, except for the unconscious one, stands at attention. Even the ape stands up a little taller.
Drops
So,
JJ in the process.
God damn.
No, he doesn't drop him, but he stands a little taller, like a human, and no curved spine. So when this happens, coincidentally, is when the Supreme Custodian shows up. This is a handsome woman in sage-colored robes with a blue cape, and she says, "Everyone will return to class." And she says, "Sarah, can you take this poor lad to our medicine witch?" And Sarah looks over at the ape and says, "I can certainly try." And goes over to pick up JJ's feet and looking at the ape says, "I guess we'll do it together." Um, and like looks down at her wand and just kind of like checks herself out to make sure that the ape is or the orangutan's not going to do anything rash and that she's not going to have to act upon it. But together, now carrying JJ upside down ish, she goes down the stairs first so that you're a little more level at least down the staircase.
That's
But
cool.
JJ begins to make his descent
Should I
down
roll
the
a new
stairs
character? Did I
towards
just die?
the nurse's station. You are very groggy if you're awake at all. Guys, you rolled a 3 for grit, right?
Who,
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think you rolled a 3.
I
Yeah, so
did.
you're taking a nap. The rest of the students are now standing at attention and they see that JJ is taken care of by an orangutan and someone they've never seen before. Very reassuring. Some of the students are like, "That was awesome," and they're laughing. A few are glaring at the teacher. She's trying to get it back on track, but at least everyone is not panicking. And she says, "Would everyone kindly return to the classroom where we shall resume?" And she points her wand into the class, and another burst of light as the tapestries start reweaving themselves and fix their holes and patches and dark spots. So we're going to then. Would you all like? Do you really want to put up a fight, or do you want to go back to class?
Oh no, I'm going back to class.
Okay,
Yeah,
lady.
I'm good to go back to class. I was just curious with my fight. What was I supposed to be
Huh?
when I was fighting that
Oh,
orangutan back there like 10 minutes ago? What was I
right.
supposed to
I
be?
never gave you a number, did I? I would
No, because
say
I did also have a
nine.
special. I am trained. Oh,
But go on, go on. Sorry.
well, just because I am since I'm a little bit older. I'm trained in brains, so that I do have, and that's an appearance and aesthetics, right? That's like my only
Oh,
like
I'm
thing,
sorry.
and
I
because
thought
that is
you
based
were.
on appearance.
Were you casting a spell, or were you actually putting makeup on with a brush?
Well, at that point, you're making me. I was fighting the orangutan to get to his face. Is that so? That doesn't help anything with
You know
the
what?
or +1. I don't have to. I was just curious. I just wanted to know because I was like, wait, I didn't get a number. How did I fit? I mean, it's cool that I failed. I get it. I got a 2. It's not a good roll. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. No, thank you for reminding me. I guess I would have. This is not how the game is supposed to work. It's supposed to be something when you're casting a spell, you get that bonus. But
Okay.
at the same time, uh, you're not supposed. That's not how that feature is supposed to work. It's just the way I want to do it. So
Uh,
where you you have a bonus for transfiguration and aesthetic spells in general. That's not the way the game works. The game wants you to have a plus in fight, flight, grit, charm, brains, or bronze. But I like the way that we're doing it. I think it's more fun. And so I would have given you a +1. So he tries to smack the brush out of your hand, but you are very adept with that brush and you do not drop it. But you back down.
that,
We'll
that's
just put it
okay
down.
because it was a 3. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I'm
Cool.
gonna let you hold on
Right.
to that brush.
That's fine. Let's go back to class. Oh, I'm down for class, but whatever. I
Exactly.
don't know about
So the
that
three
gal.
of
What she
you,
wants to do.
the three of you resume class, and
Okay.
we're
Wait, I
going to
didn't say anything yet.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what she wants to do.
fine.
She's still out in the hallway, teacher. What is she doing?
Well, she's not. She never really made it into the hallway. She's more like just
Oh,
outside the door frame. I mean, technically she's in the hallway, but
of
yes,
course she is. She's
Anhi
so
caught that
cool.
I was trying to just push everyone back in class, but she might not want to do that. All right,
Hey, you
what
gotta
would
let
you
me
like to do?
say something.
I know.
Yeah, Anahit's still worried about JJ. She watched him get taken away, and she's actually kind of surprised at how much she actually cares about him all of a sudden. Um, and she wants to check on him again, but she decides to go back in class with everyone else.
Um,
Cool, cool, cool.
okay, so some of the students are also kind of resisting. One's like, "You can't stop me," it's just, like one wants to put up a fight as well, and is just like really struggling against both the teacher's wishes and the spell that is being forced by this teacher's wishes. That's her intention from her magical core. So, but you're not fighting her, so to speak. You just really care about this person, and so it's not like the non-visible magical chains are tightening as you resist. So you are free to move, and as you get closer to where the Professor Yo is, she reassures her. She says that um, nurse, sorry, she goes, Miss Nedra is a wonderful woman. JJ is in good hands. You've got nothing to worry about, I promise you. She's a little more experienced than I am here at this school.
What does
Uh,
that mean?
she says, I like to have fun and I want everyone to have fun. Miss Nedra is a little bit more serious about her work, which is really important because she's the medicine witch. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Do you want to go learn some charms? Please? Okay. Trust me. He'll be fine. This is not the worst thing that has happened at this school. Probably shouldn't have told you that. And uh,
Very sure.
gently guides you to go back inside the class where she can resume teaching people how to make pretty things with
Uh,
your wands.
when we
Cool?
resume back into the classroom, Alex is going to reposition himself. He's going to sit in hopefully a seat next to Anahit.
Okay, so the other side of the room then.
Yes.
Well, most of the seats were taken up, but yeah, I mean, whatever. You get there,
I
you
steal one.
find you see, like, yeah, this like the students like kind of like everyone's a little caught off guard, and most people are trying to not be in that corner of the room anyway because it's the one that smells the smokiest. Um, and then Miss Yo goes, man, perhaps we should open a window, and she flicks her finger up toward this. There's a stained glass picture portrait. I don't know what you call that of a wizard in long blue robes and a pointed hat and matching beard, and he kind of moves his arm, and that opens the window, so to speak, like so air can get out. And your class resumes. Meanwhile, or JJ has arrived to the nurses' station toward the center of the school. And is
Is it filled with
waking.
birds?
Hmm?
No, that's on my end. There's a bird.
They're not living, the birds. So he wakes up into a
It's that
room that
dead
feels
parrot.
like a laboratory,
Oh, oh no.
but not that there's like beakers and dead animals everywhere.
Right.
It's not like you wake up in a mad scientist's lab,
Just a bunch
but
of dead orangutans. It's weird.
yeah, it's crazy. No, so as as you are nudged awake by your orangutan, your eyes open and you are in this room that is, I mean, for you, you can tell it's somewhat of a medical hospital place just by the way that there are beds laid out. Not a whole lot, but a few. They've all got fresh blankets on them, and you see stations with jars full of things and maybe some beakers and liquids and potions and that sort of thing. You're not really adept to the magical community, so you don't know what all of the stuff is, but you recognize what looks, for all you know, are tongue depressors and cotton balls inside of jars on mantles above beds with fresh linen blankets.
Yeah.
But that's all in your peripheral. Above you, gazing down on you, are the dark but warm amber eyes of your orangutan, and a less warm expression from a gray-haired woman leaning over you. She's wearing plain clothes. Her everything around her, all of their tools and belongings are very simple, and she's a witch, kind of sitting by your bed, and she says, "There we are. How you feeling?"
What happened?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Uh, It's okay.
I
I kind of push my orangutan's face like out of my face.
The orangutan like goes. He's used to this, and just kind of like sits back on his stool, his arms folded in front of his lap, and
And
just
I look over at him and I'm like,
waits.
did
But he
he
kind of leans over as you start talking again, and will be brushing your hair.
stop? Stop. And I sort of look at my hand as I do that, or do I still have my hands? Like what's going on? Status check. What happened
Hands
to
are
me?
gone.
You are perfectly fine. You are
Okay.
dazed.
Okay, great.
Nothing got burned off. There's no singe marks from your wand or anything like that. Um, and she's looking at your hands and she goes, "Oh no, we have your wand. It's here. You're fine."
No, I don't want that. I was trying to cast a spell, I think. I was trying to remember what the teacher said and focus on what they said. And then I was thinking about home and my favorite book. And then there's a big noise. And did I hurt anybody? Is everybody okay?
A lot of the kids were startled. Magic is one to do that to people. You just did it a little louder, I think, than maybe they were expecting, which, if you ask me, is a good thing. These kids need to know it's not a game.
Okay.
Anywho, is this your wand? And she holds up the ironwood wand. Oh, and you react like that?
I mean, it just exploded in my hand like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I
Is this
read it.
not your wand?
This is the first day I've seen it. Yeah, that's the one that exploded in my hand.
Is this or is this not your wand?
I, yes, I think so. It was the one that came in the box today.
This is brand new?
Yeah. I mean, we
Have,
bought it a couple
is this
weeks
your
ago.
first wand or is this a new wand? Is this your first wand?
This is my first wand. Did I do something wrong?
How old are you?
13. I'm almost
Okay.
14.
Okay. I'm sorry. I know what's going on here. Haven't cast a lot of spells before, have you?
No, no, no.
Okay. You don't have to tell me why. It's not my place to know, but it seems to me like you're very resistant at being a warlock.
Yeah.
Have you ever done magic intentionally before?
No,
Ever?
all magic has ever done is not what I wanted. So no,
Things happen around you.
yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
And I point to the orangutan. He walked with
Yeah.
me here, didn't he? He fought everybody, right? Did he give you a hard time getting me in here?
No, he's been a perfect gentleman. He's more well behaved than most of the students here. You don't
Good.
like your familiar?
I didn't. It's not that I don't like him. I didn't choose him. He just showed up. He showed up and ruined my life. Is that what you want to hear?
No, no, no. It's not what I want to hear. I'm sorry. Look, if you don't want to be a magic user, if you don't want to be magical, that's your decision. Okay? I'm not going to fight you on this, but I'm going to let you know that you've been repressing who you really are. Or, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. You've been repressing this part of you that's been with you since you were born. And you can't fight it. Not really. You can deny your place in the world, but you can't deny the kind of person you are. And the problem here is that the person who you are deep down and the physical being in front of me are at odds with each other. And your denial of that physical part of you is why your life has been so hard. It's why you've been treated a way that I'm sure only makes it worse and is responsible for all these things that you didn't expect and didn't ask for happening around you.
Yeah.
Who is this nurse?
Her name,
That's a
well, you're
great
not there. So you
question. That is a great question.
He knows a lot.
she,
He said it.
Okay.
she goes, but getting rid of your magic, that's going to be hard. Okay? Your life is still going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. People are still going to treat you poorly in a different way. Things are still going to happen around you, things you didn't ask for in a different way. So if you really want to get rid of your magic, you you don't want to practice magic anymore, you don't have to. Only you know what you want to do with your life and what kind of person you want to be. But I want you to understand that can happen, but it's not easy.
I mean, I don't want to not do it. It seems really beautiful. It just, why do you guys have so many rules and so many, everything that is supposed to be helpful with magic, all it does is just stop what should be happening. I mean, you just take and take and take, and you don't think about the consequences. And then now here I am in the middle of all this, and it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Of course I want to do magic. Are you kidding me? I played D&D since I was like 6. Yeah, I would love to make magical things happen. But I don't want to lose my friends or my family or the people I grew up with because that I want to do something that is magical. I'm
I know.
different.
I never understood why people like us were blessed with the ability to do the impossible. And then we're told not to do it. We're told not to take risks, not to delve deeper. It's like the same reason that people cage birds. It's a creature with the ability to flight, and they just want to make sure it can't fly. I've never understood that. Sad truth is, the people in charge, at least, don't agree with us. They don't see things the way that people more specifically like you and I do. I want to make the world a better place, but I have a different means of going about it than some people can stomach, let's say. So we're told no, and we're put in a place we don't want to be in, or we didn't mean to be in. Granted, this school's it's a good school. They do good things here. They're good people. They're good for you. But we're just gonna have to figure out how to go our own way, aren't we? Anyway, you're fine. You can go back to class.
What was your name?
It's Revis.
Didn't catch it. I'm so
Miss
sorry. I
Nedra.
didn't. Miss Nedra.
Don't tell anyone my first name.
Would you said Retus?
Revis.
Revis. I
You know what?
I
You
just
said you were
survived an explosion.
Exactly. Can you hear this? Are you good?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I should probably look at your ears too. She lights up the tip of her wand and she touches your head and he goes, "Yeah, you're fine. Just got knocked out. Got the wind knocked out of you. You can go back to class. And if you ever need to, you can come back down here and talk things out."
Is there a spell that can give somebody their memories back?
Of course there is. Why? Did you want to remember what happened?
No. Maybe I'm not quite done with magic yet.
Your life.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right. Well, if you are ready, I'd like to free up the bed, please.
Yeah,
What
sure.
else
We
is
can
gonna
we
happen?
can end the scene here. That's fine, Miss Nedry. If you want, I can just you can cut to black and I'll just appear in another spot in like 10 minutes. Actually, no, this is good. I was just kidding.
He says, "Why don't you take the stairs just to be safe?
Okay.
Hurry up. You can still catch your lesson."
Thank you for talking. Okay, I take the stairs.
And you go back to Charms, and you all learn a thing or two about magic. Well done, everyone.
Woo!
We're going to end there for tonight. And I forgot to mention, in addition to all of the homeroom points and the inspiration, which you didn't use today, Paris. Just
But
point
can I
out.
save it?
We'll think
Because I
about it.
thought because I thought about using it for my fight one, but we had moved on, and I didn't know. Like, that was
Honestly,
the only roll I did.
you have a lot of opportunity in which to use your spells today, because what happened with JJ happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. So I'll let you hold on to it. It'll carry over to
I'll
next
just get a little
lesson.
note.
Yeah. But more importantly than inspiration, each of you, and this is what I forgot to mention, have marks now from your broom sports class. You have a point in your favor in either flight or brawn, and I'm gonna let you decide which. And then from today's class, you have a mark. You got a gold star in either brains or charm.
Do these marks add up? Like, do I add it in the +1 part of my stat, or is it like a one-day thing?
Yeah. When you earn 2 marks in any one of those categories, you will then earn a +1 to that skill stat.
Copy that.
Okay.
Okay, I see.
Okay. That was for a +1 for flight or something else for the first day, and then what was for the second day?
I'm gonna put it this way: you have a gold star.
Yeah.
I just like that. You have a mark. You have a gold star for yesterday, last week's class.
Sorry,
that
yeah.
You did this morning. In it, either pick one: brawn or flight.
Right. Got it.
Okay. And for charms, I'm going to give you either in charm, even though that's not that same kind of charm, or brains. So
Perfect.
give yourself a
So-
gold star in either one of those categories.
Do I just mark it
Perfect.
right here under marks at
Yeah,
night 1?
absolutely. Yes. If you actually have a class schedule or a character sheet, please mark it off right now.
Oh.
And
And
do I
while everyone is tallying their gold stars and points in their favor and such, I want to talk to the chat and ask, how did you guys like tonight's episode? What were some of your favorite moments? Please let me know. We got a lot of really good conversation going at the end when everything was supposed to be in an empty infirmary, so I'm sorry I couldn't include you guys all in that. But Ninja Wolffish is here to stay, even though we're about to wrap up the show. So I really appreciate you being here. Hi. Great to have you. I agree. And yes, I did make a Hagrid reference because Hagrid is a wizard from the western part of England, and I just couldn't help myself. I could not help myself. Having a wizard with the same dialect, I need anchor lines as an actor. That's what's really going on there.
That's fair.
My anchor lines for that
Gosh.
accent are two things. Oh, shouldn't have told you that. And pirate dialect. That phrase, pirate dialect.
Oh boy.
But
That's
enough
great. I
about
enjoyed
me.
it.
Let's talk about tonight's episode. Players, I
Oof.
want to hear some of your favorite moments as well. You guys
Man,
like?
that
Do
was
you
a
guys
good
have fun?
time. That was fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the lunch. I enjoyed Anahit wanting to eavesdrop on those people, even after you're like, I don't have a conversations plan. She's like, I close my eyes and fucking focus. I'm determined to know what these people are saying. I appreciated that. And she also shrugged off the spell as well of like everybody had to come back in the class and she's like, nope, I want to see what is happening outside. So
She
I
was the
appreciated that.
farthest away from the blast, so she could have a better chance of doing what she wanted.
Whenever she truly cared about JJ, everybody else was just inside. Alex was ready to go back to class immediately. So, geez Louise. So I love those two moments from her. Gosh, the fire hydrant. I mean, Alex also just the spell casting immediately and inspiring me to spell cast was.
And he is spellcasted immediately and got it.
Yeah,
right?
what?
Right? Oh no, he got it for he got the weird colors. That's right. But he was like on the track to it. Like, damn.
No, I think my favorite moment was probably JJ being like, "Oh, I can do it," and then chaos ensued successfully. And yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Someone in the chat did say that they really enjoyed the JJ moment, but they didn't specify which one. That was my favorite. Like it completely. I didn't say it like threw off my game, but y'all coming out of the gate with your magic and doing way better than I was hoping you would, and really kicking off the inciting incident of our story. That was amazing. That was a really cool moment.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think setting the entire classroom on fire.
Magical dark
Definitely.
fire. Didn't expect
Yeah.
that.
Purple
And
fire.
like the
Yeah.
teacher wasn't just like able to put it out. I was like, this is not a good start. Like they don't have, okay, no fire hydrants, but like you don't have the little like safety fire things above. Like that's what kind of school are we going to? Is there no
Wizard
budget?
school.
I
A
did
local-
love.
A not that well-funded wizard school.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I did love that being the first thing Paris asked as well. Where's the fire hydrant? Like, what is wrong with you people?
Oh my god, it's so great. Yeah. All of the all of the wizard kids are like, what? And all of the like kids from non-magical communities, like the few of them are like, yeah, also confused because they don't see it either. Usually it's
Oh my gosh.
well marked, and now they know why.
Yeah.
there's no Wizard of OSHA.
And I'm glad that Kevin, our GM, called out that you thought the colorful thing would be black, purple, like dark purple and dark blue. Like,
Yeah, y'all,
oh
guys.
my God, Garrett / JJ, jeez Louise.
Hey,
Alex-
in my defense,
Alex superseded the expectations of her assignment. You made colorful sparks, but you also got as far as to make multicolored sparks. And the colors you went with were gray and brown.
that's true. To be fair, my role model was I picked animal colors, but like regular animal colors.
Well, that's the colors of animals.
Yep, fish and elephants, rabbits.
Also,
Mhm.
in my defense,
Elephants are
I was
gray, elephants are blue.
listening.
Especially
I
when
was
they're
listening because she said it's whatever your feelings are feeling, and I was like, well, what am I feeling? I'm probably thinking about home. I'm thinking about this book. I'm thinking about colors. So those are the Dritz colors. Pardon me. he is a drow, and those are the colors of their people.
You at least threw in two things. One, purple and blue, which are colors, and black, which is not a color of light. So that's kind of impressive. Well, neither was brown and gray, I guess. I personally love it though, because again, the room was supposed to be like kind of speckled in multicolored light, and what you two guys did really did stand out. You made a great first impression, in my opinion.
I can't believe you fought my orangutan, Paris, to try and pop pimples on my face.
Well, I didn't.
You tried.
Yeah, I'll have to get an apple for it next time. I stash that in my bag. Now I know my possum treats don't work. I can't even.
Oh, I also
tricky little
love the
guy.
lunch moment of everybody spread out. Like that was such a fun vignette in my head of Paris leaning against the wall, eating a flippin' apple and looking at everybody. Alex talking to this like weird kid who just wants to be his best friend, and Anahit just like trying to like sit in but like not be too close, but like be close enough to hear the sweet goss. Oh, it's just a fun vignette.
You and the next table over just like hunched over by yourself, like screaming, "No one get near me."
You know, I
think
was
a couple of the
surprised.
kids talking from the chat here. I think a couple of kids might think you're a dark wizard.
You gave me definitely the like I do it in my own way and people don't usually like my tactics speech, and I was like, what?
I know. I was like, uh-oh.
I don't want to be a bad guy. You guys took away my friends and family. This is how it starts. Oh,
Well,
man.
we also got some comments in the chat saying that their a favorite moment was JJ just ensuing chaos. So I feel like we can start thinking about what moment we want to award inspiration to for the next session. So Paris,
Definitely
your
the fire.
inspiration will definitely carry over, but let's go ahead and give a second one out, and it can still go to you. You can have two. I'm fine with that.
Well, I mean, I would definitely say the fire moment. I mean, I think hands down the fire moment. So wait, who started the fire? JJ, you started the fire.
We started the
Look,
fire.
I rolled
No, we didn't start the
perfectly.
fire.
We didn't start the fire. It wasn't Billy Joel.
My mistake.
Oh my God. How dare you?
All right,
rolled
somebody else can
perfectly.
answer. I gave my answer, and then you guys just decided to do a different song.
I think my inspiration moment, I think, is just gonna be the afternoon lunch moment with everybody in there. It's either that with Paris eating.
Animals ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anahit's insistence on snooping. Just as a character thing, I appreciate that stick to itiveness.
So some
and I
honorable
want to
mentions.
encourage that.
I don't mean to cut you off, Zach, but I don't want anybody to forget that Kevin Allen did read my father's letter in a Pride and Prejudice accent at the beginning, and boy,
Oh
that
yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And Kevin got inspiration.
Thank you.
It should.
Just shoot us all in the foot. Be like, actually, it's
or the inspiration. Really, what about the pigeon? Are we going to forget that poor pigeon?
Oh, that poor and the pigeon mannerisms as well from Kevin were just choice.
Oh, thank you. I cannot award myself inspiration, so I will just transfer it over and acknowledge that I love that Paris keeps bringing in all of the Muggle references or the non-magical communities like aspect, even though she is raised in a magical community, but just so into the non-magical community and expectant that this wizard school will be the same way and calling it out, like throwing shade at the school, so to speak, for not being on the up and up.
Right.
I think that's great. So that's where my vote goes. So if you out there in the chat, you have the opportunity to vote for some of these moments as well. We will give you until the end of our stream. Our credits currently aren't very long, but so please do it now. And if you haven't done it yet, remind us who you are. Like, for example, Wolfish here to stay. Tell us what one of the 5 houses or homerooms you're in. And just a reminder, they are the Knowing Arbiters of Amethyst, the Bestowers of Truth and Sapphire, the Eloquent Court of Emerald, the Positively Charged Resourceful Ones of Amber, and the Unstoppable Dreamers of Ruby. So go ahead, sort yourselves out, cast your vote for inspiration, and then tune in again next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, for the next episode of Walk on Roll Presents Dungeons and Detention. And we'll see you there.